I'm just going to do another standard algorithm example with my array of records demo. We did a linear search before. Let's do find minimum. So we'll find the person with the lowest number of golds. So least golds. Once again, I want my array of Olympians passed in, and then it's just a standard finding minimum. So the lowest number is going to be, got to be careful here, whatever's in Olympians at the first index in the golds field. That's what we've got so far. Now let me think about this. So I wonder if we need to store like the index of that lowest one. I can't even think if we do. I don't know why I can't think. But we're setting it to the first thing in the array, so let's say that we found it at the first thing in the array. That's when we need to store the position. And now we look through the rest of the array. So we do for find min or find max. We've looked at the first thing already and set that as our current lowest. So we loop from 1 to length 3. Right. And now what are we going to do? We are going to check to see if whatever's in Olympians at the current index in the golds field is less than what we've got stored as lowest. And if it is, we're going to set lowest to whatever's in the Olympians array at the current index in the golds field. Okay, that's it. So that will find the lowest. So at the end, you could, so I wouldn't need this bit here, that line there, if all I wanted to do was find out what the lowest number of golds is. So lowest number of golds is, and better remember to strut it, and it will be lowest. Okay, so we'll come back and do this very slightly more complex one in a second. Let's go back to our main procedure and tell it to actually do it. With least golds, and we better pass in our actual parameter, Olympians. So it should display the lowest number is 1. So let's see if that works. Lowest number of golds is 1. Perfect. And if we want to find the name of the person with the lowest golds, well, do we need to do lowest index? We could do, let's do it slightly differently. Let's change it to lowest person. Poor Bryony. That sounds bad, but we're going to say the person is, so we set it off at the start as the person in the first position. There we go. And then every time we find a new lowest, we set the lowest person to the name at that position. So i.forname. Yeah. And then I can print that as well if I want. Print. You don't want to watch me typing stuff out. I'll just do lowest person. Okay. So I've just added in this, like this, a standard higher level sort of addition to find max or find minimum, where you need some other piece of information. So the other way I could have done it was just store the lowest index. So I could have done lowest index equals 0 and then lowest index equals I here instead of this line. And then that means I've stored the index that the lowest number of golds is, and I can just access any of those. This should work. This should say Bryony. Yeah, that works. But I'll just show you what I mean by that. Here's an alternative. So if we just store the index of the lowest value, then every time we find a new one, we set that lowest index to whatever number of the loop we're on, and then that means now we can actually access we've got that index, we can access any part of that that record with it. So Olympians at lowest index at that position. Come on. And then I could, well, if I do that, I'll get exactly the same as I just got. Anyway, a few different possibilities there. Hope that helps a little bit. See ya.